943-9673. And you can always email me. You can email me, Patrick at attorneypatricksmith.com. Patrick at attorneypatricksmith.com. We get lots of email questions throughout the week. Email during the show. We do our best to answer them on the air. Email me, Patrick at attorneypatricksmith.com. And you can always submit your questions directly through the website as well. That's attorneypatricksmith.com, where you can check out my bio. You can check out old archived radio shows if you want to go back and listen on demand. You can check out our office locations if you want to set up your consultation. It's all available to you absolutely free of charge at attorneypatricksmith.com. But we want to talk to you this morning, so give us a call with your legal question, 877-943-9673, 877-943-9673. Had an absolutely fantastic night last night celebrating the Bone 10th anniversary. Thank you to all the fans who were there and came up and said hello. And again, we are certainly happy to help celebrate the Bone's 10th anniversary, and successful event in the books. And now the Bone is 10 years and a day, and it's business as usual here at the law office. So call in now, 877-943-9673, 877-943-9673. I don't remember if it was last week's show, because the whole last week's been kind of a blur. It's been super busy, but it was a show recently. We were talking about issues or mistakes that people make when it comes to estate planning. And I said there's really two that I see on a frequent basis. Is number one, not doing any. And then the other mistake that I see frequently made is not updating the plan that they have. And I think that that can be a bigger mistake sometimes, because having an old or an outdated estate plan can lead to some major catastrophes on occasion. And that led to a series of conversations throughout the week with clients and various other parties about, well, what would cause me to need to update my estate plan? And I thought this was a fantastic question, because at the end of the day, the obvious one, of course, is, just the passage of time. Like, if it's been 20 years, I should probably take a look back at my estate plan and go ahead and, sit there with my attorney and have it reviewed and see, what I need to update. But there are some other reasons you may want to visit. So that's what we're going to talk about today, is sort of touch on various reasons why you would want various events that would occur in your life that would lead to you sitting down with your attorney to update your estate plan. So you can sort of red flag them to know if you have one of these events. Probably a time to sit down with your attorney and go over your plan. So 877-943-9673. Give us a call now. We'll be happy to talk with you. The first big event would be if you move. So if you move between states. Now, this is a common myth we battle all the time. People say, well, I know my will from whatever state is no good, not valid in Florida. And that's not true. If it's valid in the state of Oregon, it's going to be valid here. But it should be reviewed to be updated to make it maximally efficient and optimally efficient. At the end of the day, an out-of-state will rarely is the most efficient. So updating it to reflect your Florida residency and making it compliant with what Florida calls our self-proving requirements can make it flow more seamlessly when you've passed away. So I think the first big red flag or first big marker to tell you to sit down with your attorney and have your estate planning be reviewed is if you move between states. I think that would be a great time to sit down with an attorney and say, what, if anything, do I need to update to make sure I'm still operating at optimal efficiency with my estate planning? 877-943-9673, 877-943-9673. Give us a call now. We're live and local. Email me, Patrick at attorneypatricksmith.com. And let's go to our first call. Let's go to Sun City Center and let's talk to Ted. Ted, welcome to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show.
Hello, Patrick. Thank you.
Hey, Ted.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you great, Ted.
Oh, okay, perfect. I've got a question regarding estate sales. I had an estate sale here back in August 19th and 20th. The house was totally emptied out. Another lady and I are combining assets into another house. And I'm yet to be compensated by the estate sale people. After several contacts with them, I keep getting excuses as to why they can't meet, busy, going to the doctor, et cetera, et cetera. Is there anything I can do to cause this estate sale lady to conclude our business and issue me a check for all of the property that she sold for me.
Ted, let me ask the obvious question here. Did you have a contract or some sort of service agreement with this estate sale company?
Yes, there was a one-page contract that the estate sale company had.
I think you look at first what the four corners of that document tell you as far as a remedy. Does it speak to if either party defaults, fails to pay within a certain time frame, then the aggrieved party shall have the following remedies, something like that?
It did not get that specific. It was just a simple one-page contract. But I can review it again and see if it speaks to that.
Well, you don't have to do it alone. I'll be in Sun City on Tuesday. You can call the office on Monday. They can probably get you an appointment. I don't know if we have anything available this week, but you can book an appointment there in Sun City and we'll bring in the contract, Ted. I'll take a look at it with you. Did both parties sign it or is it signed by just one party?
No, both parties.
Okay, so it is potentially a contract, and it definitely sounds like it's an agreement for sure. At the end of the day, we're going to have to look at what that agreement says and what it doesn't say, because what it doesn't say, the gaps will be filled in by Florida statute. And that's what we need to see is sort of what's there, what's not there. And that is going to tell us what your outcome is. My guess, Ted, without reviewing any of it, is you're going to wind up sending some sort of demand letter to them. Basically,
okay,
telling them the story, and you've heard me tell this to other callers before, write the Joe Friday version of events, just the facts, ma'am. You want to give them just, here's when we started working, here's what I did, here's what was supposed to happen, it hasn't happened, now here's what I want to happen, and here's how many days you have to comply with my request before I have to go get an attorney. And you just sort of lay that foundation. Now, a lot of people say, well, that's not going to do any good. Why would I do that anyway? Because it's building the case as if it's going to go to trial, even though the case isn't going to go to trial. Economics of litigation, it's a situation where you're able to show the judge, if you wind up in front of one, you tried to amicably resolve this, or you just jumped into hiring an attorney. I always think that makes people look, as opposed to knee-jerking into bringing in an attorney. And a lot of times it will work. Sometimes that letter, especially if you send it certified, that shows them that you're keeping records of when they got items. And, maybe they refuse the certified mail. That's fine. Send it regular mail and certified mail. So if they refuse the certified mail or don't sign for it, there's a presumption they got the other letter. And you just started building this case. And then if you have to go hire an attorney, the attorney sends a demand letter. A good bit of the time, that'll shake the money free or at least get some response. And if they don't respond to the attorney, then, of course, you have to bring your case. How much is at issue here?
Probably assets inside the house, probably valued right at $6,000 to $8,000.
Well, how much is owed to Ted?
Of that, they take 25%. So say 6,000 is owed to Ted.
Yeah, I think you could. Yeah, so you could still possibly do a small claims action as well. So you've got lots of weapons in your arsenal here, Ted. And I think it begins with just reviewing that document, seeing where you are, and then talking to your attorney about where you want to be, and then magically connecting those dots. But Ted, sounds like a pretty good case.
Okay, very good.
All right, I'll give out the office number here later in the show if you want to give me a call during the week, okay?
Okay, got it.
All right, Ted, have a great day. All right, you listen to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. I'm your host, Attorney Patrick Smith. You can give us a call now, 877-943-9673, 877-943-9673. Us wrapping that call up with Ted from Sun City Center opens up a phone line, so feel free to give us a call now. We'll get you and your legal question right on the air, 877-943-9673. We'd love to hear from you today. Open studio line now with Ted's call wrapping up, and a great first call to start the show. We deal a lot with estate sales, and anytime we do them, as I serve as representative for a lot of estates, I, of course, have that written agreement to protect all parties involved. So we want to hear from you today. 877-943-9673. Email me, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com. All right, let's go to John and Holiday. John, welcome to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show.
Yeah, thank you. Is there a gift tax? Is there any gift tax consequences with a TOD?
Oh, great question, John. So you tell me, and I know you called in with the question, and not to be completely professorial, what do you think the answer is?
Well, I think there could well be.
So there are 4 major transfer taxes under our Internal Revenue Code. There is an estate tax, an income tax. There is something that is very rare but very ugly called the generation skipping transfer tax, and then the gift tax. Now, gifts are on conveyances made during your lifetime to a party without consideration, meaning you gave someone something and they didn't give you anything back in return. Now, the IRS, it may be an actual gift, or the IRS likes to have what we call deemed events, where you haven't actually given anything, but they treat you as if you've given things. So you got to be really careful when you get into the gifting world. But if you listen closely to that, John, you heard what I said about gifting. It was a transfer during your lifetime. If it's a transfer that occurs because of your death, do you think it's subject to the gift tax?
I think it still might well be.
Well, it's not. And let me tell you why.
No.
Because the transfer that happens by operation of your death is covered by the estate tax. So the estate tax sort of polices things post-mortem, and it can go backwards and look into some gifting, actually, that if you gift within a certain number of years of your death, the estate tax can actually reach back in. That's designed under the Internal Revenue Code to stop people from dumping assets when they know they're about to pass away, to attempt to dodge estate taxation. So no, I don't think a transfer on death is going to have any sort of gift tax consequence. I think it's mostly going to be an issue of estate taxes, and that's going to depend on the value of the amount being transferred on death. So do you mind sharing what, with a ballpark or a range, John, can you put me in the neighborhood of how much is being transferred on death?
Say 200,000.
I think you're in good shape there. The exemption's 12 million. So you got some cushion there, John.
Okay. All right. I appreciate your help. Thank you, Patrick.
Yeah, John, absolutely. What station are you listening on Holiday?
It's, I think it's 102.5.
All right. Well, we appreciate you listening.
Yes, I enjoy your programs every week.
Well, thank you, John. I appreciate your kind words. Enjoy the rest of your Saturday, okay?
Thank you. You too. Thank you.
All righty. This is the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. I'm your host, Attorney Patrick Smith. 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. Give us a call now. We're live and local. Happy to help any way we can. Open phone lines. We'll get you and your call right on the air. So give us a call if you'd like to talk about any legal topic, any legal question that came up during your week and you wanted to ask a lawyer. This is your opportunity. You can call in now free of charge and get an answer live over the air. You and the rest of the listening audience can take advantage of the answer. 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. So give us a call now and we're happy to help. So next on our list, we were talking about, for those of you who missed the top of the show, a few weeks ago we did a show and it came up about mistakes with estate planning, and people were saying, well, not doing any estate planning is a mistake. And I said, absolutely, that's a big mistake. But number 2 on that list was not updating an estate plan that's already in place. So we were talking about the list of reasons why that would mark you going to visit your estate planning attorney to update your estate plan. And we talked about moving between states, different state laws, and how out-of-state documents are valid in Florida if they're valid in the state where they're created, but often they're inefficient in some way or another because your residency is wrong or they're not what Florida calls self-proving. So having them reviewed because you move between states, always a great idea. And then the other reason you may want to have your documents reviewed is because of births or deaths in the family. And these are the easy ones, I think. And I say easy ones, not because it's easy when someone passes away. Indeed, that's traumatic. I see that all the time. People suddenly and unexpectedly losing loved ones. And it's never lost on me how jarring that trauma is. But when I say it's an easy one, it's easy because when people lose someone like that suddenly and unexpectedly, it brings estate planning to the forefront of their mind. So I think that's the easier one. The birth is the one where it's easy to miss it. because you're so happy. This is a good thing. And you don't really think about, oh, I need to go and plan for when I die. They just don't go together. Losing a loved one can dovetail with your own death a little easier than the birth of another loved one. But I think, it's one of those situations where it's equally important, especially if it's the birth of a child. Because when a child's born, in your estate planning documents is where you will lay out who will finish raising your child should something happen to you. And if you do nothing, you sort of leave it up to the courts and the state laws and the family member to decide. Now, if you're out there and you're a parent who just heard that and a parent of a minor child, and you don't have your estate planning in place, that should kind of put the fear of God into you and motivate you to sit down with a qualified estate planning attorney and make sure that you get your plan in place. Or if you're out there and you've done your plan and the family has shifted and there's been additional births, children that aren't identified, now's the time to address that. Or if your plan's that old that you did the plan when the kids were in need of guardianship and guardians, and at this point they're now, healthy adults, it may be time to update the plan as well, because now they may have your grandchildren that you want to accommodate for. So I think births and deaths within the family, always a good reason to visit your estate planning attorney to sit down and review your existing estate planning documents. 877-943-9673. Give us a call now. We're live and local. This is the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. I'm your host, Attorney Patrick Smith. 877-943-9673, or email me, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com. All right, next we're going to Bradenton. We're going to talk to Don. Don, welcome to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show.
Hi, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate you.
Yeah, Don, how can we help today?
All right. We kind of got hit with right after this storm happened. I'm here in Bradenton. Our landlord ended up selling the house. We've been in this house for 12 years, and we're renting it. And we have an agreement with the housing authority until April of next year. Well, now this new landlord that bought the house with the intentions of us staying in the house has now wanted us out. He's trying to give us a notice to evict. Not an eviction, I guess. I don't know the difference. And it was supposed to be for the 15th. Then the housing authority paid till the end of this month, and he's been aggressively wanting to come into the house and take measurements for some reason. Am I obligated to let him in, and am I obligated to move out by the end of the month if I have an agreement or a contract with the housing authority until April?
Yeah, I think it's going to be an operation of your written lease with the landlord and this housing agreement, and seeing how the two dovetail versus how they conflict. Do you have both of those documents, the housing agreement and the lease with your landlord?
Well, the lease with the landlord, we do through HUD. So he would get the agreement through HUD, and I get my agreement. So, yes, I have that through April. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think you take a look in there, and I think you just need an attorney to review that with you and tell you kind of what your rights are versus what they aren't,
right,
and what's going to happen. It sounds like the notice to evict is letting you know that you're not being kicked out at the moment, but they're giving you a heads up. They're getting ready to kick you out. And
right, yeah, I
so,
get that.
So yeah. So the message was received. That's great. So something worked. I think at the end of the day, it's just a matter of bringing that and the lease to an attorney's office, have them review it, and let you know what your rights are. My guess would be that HUD agreement you mentioned, it's probably in favor of the landlord. Most of those types of agreements generally favor the property owner. And that's been my experience. But again, without putting eyes on it, I can't tell you for sure, Don. But at the end of the day, I'm happy to sit down with you free of charge, let you know what it says and kind of what direction you're heading in. Okay.
Oh, that's exactly what I need. And where are you located in?
So I've got a Sun City Center office, and Bradenton, you're closer to Sarasota. So so just I'll give you out the office number, call and tell them you want to meet me in the Sarasota office. They'll get you on my calendar. Just bring the paperwork in and we'll get you squared away down. How'd you guys fare in the storm down there?
Oh, we didn't do too bad at all. We're in Northwest Bradenton, so we're over here by the causeway.
Yeah. And,
we got wind damage, a couple tree, limbs and stuff like that, but lots of wind, but nothing nowhere as horrible as Englewood and Northport and Fort Charlotte.
Yeah, it's absolutely absolutely terrible what happened down there. And it's when, people ask, and, we had some minor damage, and I even feel bad mentioning, the minor stuff that we had because, compared to what happened in Northport, we're so blessed.
Right. And the gentleman I work with is from Northport, and he's still dealing with it. He just got his electric back on like maybe 4 days ago or something like that.
It's catastrophic. We had soon to be State Senator Jonathan Martin on the show last week, who's the senator for District 33 down there, and he was giving us a report, and it is just utter devastation. And it's not
it really is.
It's not a salvage job. It sounds like it's just a demo job where they're going to have to go and take everything down to the foundation and just start
exactly over. I feel so bad for these people. I'm just glad DeSantis put that in effect as quick as he could, got the bridges up and got the truckers running through to help those people out, and I'm just grateful for all that.
I couldn't agree more with you. I think Ron's done a great job, and I think all the first responders down there, all the linemen from, to have a governor that can reach out to 26 states and get assistance for his state, that's impressive leadership. And I agree that that bridge going up in 3 days, unbelievable.
I know, that was amazing. Look,
unbelievable.
I drive dump trucks all day, so I saw just tons and tons of Coast Guard or National Guards and all the linesmen up and down South 75. It was blocked every single morning. I started at 5:30 in the morning, and it was blocked all the way. I mean, all the way up to almost Gibsonton on 75 South for so many people that wanted to go help those people out. It was an amazing sight. Something to see,
It was inspirational. It's a terrible thing to have a tragedy like this, but like we talk about so often, this often brings out the best in humanity. And I remember I was driving down to the Sun City Center office the Tuesday after the storm came through, and 75 southbound at the split was a parking lot, and it was lineman after lineman after lineman after Army National Guard. I mean, it was just, you could tell the cavalry was trying to get where they needed to go. And it made me a little emotional when I saw that bridge go up and saw those Publix trucks and the Army National Guard trucks rushing across the bridge, because it was so cathartic to feel like finally these people are going to get the help that they need. So, Don, I'm glad you guys fared well in the storm, or at least didn't get too much damage. And I'll give out that office number here shortly. So if you're going to give us a call, we'll be happy to get you squared away. Okay.
I'm getting ready to go in and have breakfast. Where is that number, if you don't mind me asking?
It is 877-754-6764. 877-754-6764.
And you are affiliated with the 102.5, obviously.
I am on 102.5 The Bone. Were you there last night for the Bone 10 anniversary party?
You want to know? Yesterday, I won the Bone bonus. And Roger and JP called me. I won a $1,000 Bone bonus yesterday. And then later on, Roger and JP called me and invited my wife and I up to the 10-year anniversary, the 10-year anniversary. We got in the car. We were getting ready to go up there, and traffic was just horrific. I couldn't make it up.
Heard about that. I was at the after party last night talking to some fans of the show, and so we were all hanging out, and Mike was there, Roger, JP, Drew, everybody was there hanging out, and they were saying how bad the traffic was trying to get up from Sarasota. And it comes with the territory. I mean, my wife and I have this running joke. We live in Indian Rocks Beach. And we'll look up a place to go for dinner, and it'll be 4.5 miles away. So we say, all right, let's leave 45 minutes if it's only 4.5 miles away, because something about beach towns, the traffic I think it's just tourists, and then all the 30-mile-an-hour zones. So, but you missed a great show, and I missed you. But if you see us out at any other public events, Don, make sure to stop by and shake my hand and say hi. Okay.
Certainly. Thank you so much, Patrick. Great talking with you, and I appreciate you helping me out with this. I will be giving you a call on Monday.
It'll be fine, Don. Enjoy your breakfast.
You as well. Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
All right, bye-bye. All right, you're listening to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. I'm your host, Attorney Patrick Smith. 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. Give us a call now. We're live and local. Happy to help any way we can. And Don's call wrapping up opens up the phone line. Give us a call. 877-943-9673. You can call in with your legal question. We'll give you the best answer we can. Absolutely free of charge. That's how the Attorney Patrick Smith Show works. 877-943-9673, or email me, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com. And for those of you who didn't have your pen and paper handy when I gave out the office number. If you have it handy now, I'll give it out one more time. 877-754-6764. Again, that's your toll-free number to schedule for any of our offices, Sarasota, where we'll be meeting with Don, or Sun City Center, Clearwater, or any of our locations over in Lake County, Claremont, or the Villages. We'll be happy to meet with you. You can call and schedule your complimentary consultation, 877-754-6764. All righty, next let's go to Pat in Carrollwood. Pat, welcome to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Good morning, Patrick. Hey, thanks for taking the call. Mine is kind of weird. It's not a real estate or an estate question. It has to do with an incarceration. I was charged with misdemeanor and 2 felony 3s 4 years ago. I beat it. The state finally dropped it. I have 3 nolle pres, and I'm looking for a civil plaintiff attorney. And I've already filed a $500,000, there's the minimum 30 and then up to 500. So I've already done that. And it's going to end on March, because I just found out on March 10th it was stamped.
Okay.
After 3.5 years of trying to go to trial. I was never convicted of anything. I never did anything.
Do you have a lawyer on the criminal side, or
No.
You're pro se?
That's an excellent question. My brother-in-law is a civil defense attorney in California, but he's not licensed in Florida. So he told me to find a civil plaintiff attorney. I've already sent him the case. He's ready. He said, Pat, just find a civil plaintiff attorney. He didn't use the word easy, because no case is easy.
Well, I think my bigger concern, I mean, there's definitely the potential civil element. I'm not denying that, but you're facing criminal charges. If that goes through, you could be looking at...
No, I'm not. It's closed. The case, the state closed the case.
Okay, so the case has
when
been
I was
dismissed.
trying to go to trial for the 3rd time. Yes, correct. I've been exonerated.
And now you want to
Case
file a
closed.
civil suit after they charged you with the crime.
people that started, because they defamed, slandered, and essentially lied. And
Yeah.
I could prove it.
Yeah, that's attorney Scott Smothers. He's our civil litigation attorney I work with.
Here we
He
go.
has his own
This is what I
practice.
need.
Yeah.
Scott.
No. And actually, we've been trying to get Scotty on the show. I've known Scotty for 20 years. He's a good friend of mine, and it's just a scheduling issue with not being able to, link up on a Saturday. But if you call me at the office, Pat, during the week, I'll put you in touch with Scott, and he'll size it up for you. But I will tell you this: when it comes to libel, slander, defamation cases, it all comes down to damages. So
Correct.
Let's assume you have been slandered, libeled, defamed in some way. And I'm not saying you have or haven't, because I haven't seen the evidence. But assuming you have, what you get awarded is what you can prove in damages. So if
Correct.
someone said something and it cost you $1 million contract, and you can show that by showing the person offering you the contract says, I rescinded it because of what person B said. Now that's good evidence of a defamation suit and damages. So it's going to come down to damages. It's not like you can necessarily go get a huge windfall just because someone said something untrue about you. Does that make sense?
Correct.
Yeah.
Can you confirm, is it 877-754-6764?
Yeah, that's the office line.
I just caught
877.
it on that. Okay.
Yeah, 877-754-6764. Just give us a call on Monday. We'll put you in touch with Scott. He'll listen to all the more intimate facts and details about the case that you probably don't want to share on the air, and I don't blame you. And he'll tell
Thank
you kind of what kind of case it is.
And it's solid, and that's coming from my brother-in-law, who's a defense attorney,
All right.
civil.
All
So,
right.
I mean, this is an easy case, but I'm not a lawyer and smart enough to know I need to give it to a pro.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, you know what you know and you know what you don't know. That's a wise man, according to Confucius. So
Well, I
good for you.
try to be.
Yeah. Well,
Hey,
other
God bless
than
you, and I appreciate it.
other than somehow getting hit with 2 felony charges and a misdemeanor, Pat. I mean, I'm sure there's
Oh, it's a
orders.
joke. I have 3 nolle pres after their own investigation. I was charged 3 different times on the same charges. It's a joke. It's an easy case.
Well, all right. Well, I'm excited to hear how all this shakes out. So after you talk to
Oh, it'll
Scotty,
be fun. You'll be hearing about it.
well, I was
when
going to
you're
say,
on
after you talk to Scotty, if you want to call back in on the show when the case concludes, I would love to hear a follow-up segment on Pat from Carrollwood civil suit. So what county was the county that charged you?
that was Pasco County. And I have one last question. I don't mean to take up your time, but my brother-in-law is saying just go for compensatory because it's essentially. But I have other people trying to tell me you just do punitive, where there's a jury trial, which is fine. I have no problem.
Well, personally,
saying
I'm more of an and person, not an or person. So I would say, and,
Oh,
and this
okay,
is
both.
this is a Scotty question,
This
not
is
a, not
awesome.
not a Patrick question. But I would say, ask Scotty, say, hey, if we're doing this thing,
I don't care.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter to me. I'd
Yeah.
like to do both.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
can't
hey,
wait.
when it came to charging you with, one felony or two, they said, hey, let's charge him with both. So, hey, you can return the favor.
It's worse than that. It was a misdemeanor that they dropped, and 2 months later they came back with the same misdemeanor and 2 felony threes.
Wow. Well,
For nothing.
this
And
is
after 3.5 years, it was, case is closed.
well, Pat, I'm very intrigued to see how this one ends. So, yeah, just give us a call on Monday at the office. We'll get you squared away, okay?
I'll also give you, I'm not going to say his name, but I'll give you my brother-in-law's phone number. You can call him if you have any questions, or Scotty will, because he's already reviewed my case. My case is like 1.5 inches thick, and I got 5 copies.
Yeah. I mean, look, if your brother-in-law has an opinion or some tips or insight, and neither Scott nor I are above taking advice from a colleague, whether they're licensed in California or any other state. If they've got something helpful that'll help us and the client get a good result, we'll listen.
I see UCLA combo guy. Yeah. All right.
All
So
right.
good.
Well,
Hey, I
Pat,
appreciate it, Patrick. God bless you, and you have a great name.
thank you, Pat. You have a great day. All right. Yeah, that's right.
Have fun.
All right. Bye-bye. All right. You listen to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. You can call in now. 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. And wrapping up that call with Pat, who does have a fantastic name, by the way. But Pat is actually my mom's name. She goes by Pat. I go by Patrick. And that's just to keep things clear. Mom's listening right now, by the way. Hi, Mom. I love you. All right. 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. Give us a call now. This is the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. Email me your question, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com. By the way, before I go to Bill in Sarasota, I do want to give out some thank yous. I have to say a very special thank you to St. Paul's Catholic Church, who invited me out this past Thursday, to speak to their Ladies Auxiliary. I've never had more fun at a church than I had with the Ladies Auxiliary at St. Paul's Catholic, because I'm telling you right now, this group of ladies had some of the best Q&A at the end of my presentation that I've had in the 16 years I've been in practice. They were sharp and astute, erudite, and it was an absolute blast. So again, thank you very much to the Ladies Auxiliary at St. Paul's Catholic Church in Leesburg, Florida, that invited me out. I had a blast speaking there. I'd be happy to come back anytime and speak to your group. Got 2 events coming up this week. For those of you who'd like to attend, we have the event coming up actually both events are on Thursday. So I got a 2 for back-to-back this Thursday. 2 p.m., Claremont at Paisanos. We'll be presenting our Estate Planning 101 presentation. It's sponsored by Cortland Walker. And tell them you want to hear Patrick speak on Thursday. It's at 2 p.m. at Paisanos in Claremont, Florida. And then for those of you that belong to the South Lake Junior Women's League, you can come out and hear me at 7 p.m. In Claremont, Florida as well. So busy day Thursday with speaking engagements. If you're out there right now and you're thinking, oh my gosh, this would be great to have Patrick come speak to our club or group, guess what? You can book us. And you can do that by reaching out to the office at 877-754-6764. We're free of charge, by the way. I don't charge for my public speaking engagements. I enjoy doing it because I feel like I'm educating the public and helping people out, which is why we do the show too. So I feel like just helping people is sort of my calling. 877-754-6764. That's the office line if you want to book us to come out and speak to your club or group. 877-754-6764. But to talk to us today, live and local, the Attorney Patrick Smith Show, 877-943-9673, or email me, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com. All right, let's go to Sarasota and let's talk to a very patient Bill. Bill, thanks for your patience.
Oh, no problem at all. Thank you for your programming. We have a question for you regarding belief liability. We left our car at a parking garage up in Tampa while we were out of town. And when we got back, we turned our car on and the catalytic converter wasn't in the car anymore. It sounded like a bomb exploded under it. So that's gone in the air sensor. Checked with our auto insurance, and we have a $500 deductible. Are they, from the parking garage, have any liability or responsibility for monies that I'm going to have to pay out of pocket?
I think so, but more importantly, did you file a police report?
Absolutely.
Okay, so you have your police
At
report
1
in hand.
o'clock in the morning.
Oh, God bless you. So you and I can only imagine. So you were getting back from a trip. Was this at an airport? You don't have to say which airport, but it was parked at an airport.
Pardon?
Was it parked at an airport?
It was parked off-site from the airport.
Okay, but it was at one of these parking facilities. So you're getting back from a trip. It's 1 a.m. You go to start your car thinking you're going to be sleeping in your bed any moment, and then boom, this happens. I hate that.
Well,
for you, Bill.
actually, it's a little bit more than that.
Oh, no.
We paid extra for them to park the car in their garage for us. We're senior citizens, and I didn't want to be trying to remember where I left the car in this 4-story building. So they brought the car down, and it was parked in front of their building. When we got back, they came and picked us up, and I started up, and we were in the office with my wife, who was settling up our bill. They said, "What is that?" Well, the guy that brought the car down said, "Oh, I didn't hear any noise when I brought the car down." That's not true.
Yeah.
It's a straight pipe.
What's the estimate to get the car made whole again, Bill?
Okay, it's going to be more than $500. I didn't, because the brand name of the vehicle we have, they don't have the catalytic converters, and they can't get them from Japan. But anyway, it's going to be over $500, and I don't, and I haven't heard back from the insurance company. They just can't send an adjuster here 2 days ago, and I haven't heard back from them. But I know that I'm going to have $500 out of my pocket.
I think I've already submitted a claim to your insurance company. Just, you can let them handle it, and then they will go after the parties responsible sort of in your stead and get the car made right and back operable for you. And you're right, going that route means you're going to be out your $500, but the alternative of hiring an attorney to try to pursue directly against the property owners also probably going to cost you more than $500. So probably just the easiest thing to do, and sort of a civil litigation tint to it. So if you heard me talking about Scott Smothers, if you want to run it by him, Bill, I can put you in touch with him next week and say, but I'm 99% sure that Scotty's going to tell you, just file your insurance claim, pay your $500, and let your insurance company do what they do. Okay.
Now, will they go after them if I still have that deductible? So they would go after who would they go after? They go after the parking garage for whatever my billing is?
They're probably going to go after whomever they can go after, would be my guess. But they're going to assess that actuarially, whether or not it's worth their time to pursue this, or whether they just write this one off and move on to the next. But that's an insurance company decision, and that means that it's sort of off your plate at this point. Your car's fixed, made whole, you're right, you're off living life, and you're not dealing with this ongoing pending civil litigation matter.
Yeah. I guess if they had said to us, oh, the car, wasn't making any noise, you got it. That's really the gist of the insult.
Yeah, you don't like it when you feel like people are lying to you. I mean, that never sits well, especially on top of, having damage done to your car when you get back from a trip. But Bill, I'm sorry, and just give us a call at the office if you want to talk to Scotty about the civil litigation slant to that. But I think you've done the right thing by contacting your insurance company, and I want to compliment you again for definitely doing the right thing by filing a police report.
Yes, sir. Okay, well, thank you very much for your direction, and appreciate your program.
Absolutely. Appreciate your kind words, Bill. Have a great Saturday, okay?
Thank you now.
All righty.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. This is the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. I'm your host, Attorney Patrick Smith. You can talk to us live now. Open phone lines. Bill hanging up. Open phone line now. 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. Before we take our next caller, we were talking throughout the show about updating your estate planning and kind of what might happen in your life to cause you to update your estate plan. And we talked about how if you move between states, if there's deaths or births, but here's the other one. If you get married, getting married can have an effect on your estate plan, because getting married triggers what we call spousal rights. There are spousal rights under Florida homestead law, under our state constitution and Florida statutes. And then there's something in the probate code called the spousal elective share, where the spouse actually can elect to take 30% of your stuff if they so choose. And this is a whole myriad of analysis that has to be done. So when you get married, a lot of times it's smart to do it before you get married, because you can do something called a prenuptial agreement that'll sort of anticipate these marital law changes and stop them from interfering with your estate plan. So if you are getting married, it may be a good time to update your estate plan. Of course, we don't like to talk about it. But the other side of that coin is if you, of course, have gotten divorced, you may want to look at updating. So any change in your marital status may want to cause you to revisit your estate plan with your attorney. So, all right, 877-943-9673. This is the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. I'm your host, Attorney Patrick Smith. Give us a call now, 877-943-9673, or email me, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com. All right, next we're going to go to Cheryl, and we're going to go back to Sun City Center. Cheryl, welcome to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show.
Thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
Happy to do it.
I have a question. I have a question about timeshares. I'm a widow, and I've had this timeshare paid for 8 years. I've used it 3 times. I've tried to get rid of it and have been scammed 3 times for a total of $7,000 by people or companies that were going to sell it. Nobody's buying it. I finally realized that. But I can't afford to pay the maintenance fee anymore, any year. And I have 2 scenarios I want you to help me with. First scenario, if I don't pay the maintenance fee, what can I expect? My credit rating now is 812. And the second scenario, if my executors say, heck, we don't want that thing, and we're not going to take it, we're not going to buy it, we're not going to do anything, we're just going to forget about it. I do have a will. What can they expect, and how can it be taken care of?
So they can come after you because you're contractually obligated to make this payment. So, I mean, you've signed an agreement. So I think before you just go in default on the payment, Cheryl, have you tried just yourself writing a letter to the timeshare company saying, hey, I'm willing to surrender the timeshare back to you and sign it over to you. I don't want any money for it. They're going to get it back free of charge. So if they turn around and sell it to someone else,
right,
$1 is profit for them because they're not paying Cheryl anything. The only thing Cheryl wants in return is, of course, a full financial release saying she's not now, nor will she be in the future, responsible for any other payments associated with this timeshare. Have you sent that letter and just seen what their response is?
I have not.
I'd try that. So I would try that before I would just default on the loan. I don't think, and I'm just old-fashioned too. I think if you tell someone you're going to do something, as bad of a deal as it might have been, you stick to your word, because if you don't have your word, what do you have, Cheryl? So I think you you reach out to them in all honesty and say, look, this is what I want to happen. Now, if that doesn't work, and that might work, Cheryl, they might send you a deed, but before you sign anything, make sure you sit down with an attorney to review what you're signing to make sure they're not pulling a fast one on you, okay? If they don't respond, or they don't respond within your time frame, you can give us a call. We'll put you in touch with the attorney we use for timeshares in the surrender process, and he'll be happy to help you get squared away on that. As far as it's a kind of a tiered process, but usually the letter from the lawyer will get that taken care of as far as the surrender. As far as your estate and your personal representative and the beneficiaries being responsible, they're going to look at it and say, this is an asset we are happy to waste, which waste is actually a term that's defined under the code, and it's where we specifically let an asset go. We let it go away. We don't want to claim it. And why? Because it's not really an asset when you look at the timeshare in the grand scheme of things. It's a liability. And it continues to be a liability because you're never really finished paying for it in a traditional timeshare setting. So a lot of times the beneficiaries are just going to look at it and say, no, we're not going to go after this one. And we're just going to let this sleeping dog lie and not take it.
So my executors can do that
Yes.
and just not take it. And,
Yes. Now,
and then
again, Cheryl, I'm answering blind. So I haven't seen whatever
Yeah.
contract you've signed with the timeshare company, and I haven't seen your will. But if you want to come in, I'll be happy to review both of those with you and give you a 100% certain answer. Otherwise, that's the best answer I can give you on live radio.
I thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. It gives me a little hope.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right.
Cheryl,
Thank
have
you
a
very
great
much.
Saturday. Yes, ma'am. Bye-bye. All right, you're listening to the Attorney Patrick Smith Show. I'm your host, Attorney Patrick Smith. 877-943-9673. 877-943-9673. So again, if you want to book an appointment with us for any of our office locations, that office line, 877-754-6764. 877-754-6764. That's your toll-free number to schedule your complimentary consultation with me, yours truly, Attorney Patrick Smith, 877-754-6764. But to talk to us next week, write this number down. You can call into the studio line and be on the show, 877-943-9673, or email me, patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com. You hear the Gators fight song playing, and that's because my Gators do have a game today. It's LSU at home, I believe, in the Swamp. And I think this is going to be, and by the way, I was really close on last week's Missouri game. I think I'm going to be close again this week. I think this one's a high-scoring game. I'm going to go 42-38 Florida. So high-scoring game in the Swamp, and I think that Florida edges it out. So 42-38 Florida against LSU, and look forward to watching the Gators play tonight. But to be with us next week, that number again, 877-943-9673, 877-943-9673. We'd love to hear from you next week, or email me throughout the week. That's patrick@attorneypatricksmith.com, or connect with us on social media at the Attorney Patrick Smith Show on Instagram or on Facebook, Attorney Patrick Smith. Everyone stay safe, God bless, and go Gators.